of interpretation. I am going to mention you a particular sample, not concerning the interpretation, concerning with the conflict on fact and figure. For example, in Samuel, again in Samuel 2, 10-15, so at any place we can see, I think my brother will guide. I will mention the thing. Yeah. My dear brother, here is it in one book. It is mentioned, the fighting began and Israelites drove the Syrian army back. David and his men killed 700 Syrian chariot drivers. This is the statement of one book. The Israelites drove the Syrian army back. David and his men killed 700 Syrian chariot drivers. This is the statement of one book. Now the second book says, same thing, same situation, same event. The fighting began, now second reference. And the Israelites drove the Syrian army back. David and his men killed 7,000 Syrian chariot drivers. One book says that 700 people were killed by David and his men in the same incident. Second book says that 7,000 people were killed by the David in the same incident.
And you being a clever man, and an honest man, you say, I have in an old part of the Old Testament, I find a contradiction about numbers of including an army. So according to that, it can't be true. It can't be true according to two different numbers of soldiers in an old.
No, not number of soldiers. The number of the people who were killed by David.
According to that, the disagreement.
How can?
Christ is not the Lord. That's what you're saying.
No. Please don't bring the point towards this thing. Christ is the prophet.
Then I'm going back to.
We believe in the truthfulness of the prophet of Christ. We are talking only and only on the point, not on the point of Christ, Jesus the Christ. We believe in the prophethood of Jesus. We believe in the truthfulness of the prophet of the Jesus. We have a lot of 100,000 and millions regards and respects, and 100 times respect for Jesus the Christ. We believe that if any of the Muslims does not believe in the prophethood and truthfulness of Jesus the Christ, he will become non-believer. He will be expelled from Islam. We have thousands and millions of regards and respect for Jesus the Christ. My point, my dear brother, at the moment, I am not talking about the question of Jesus the Christ. This has been never the point of our discussion. Our point of discussion is that if these books are rightly written down, and these books contain the right and correct statements, the books which are contained in the Holy Bible, if these books are correct, consist correct statements, then how the two books of the Holy Bible are not only different but conflicting so much so that at one occasion, one book says that on the same incident, the 700 people of that army were killed by David, and second book says that in the same incident 7,000 people of that army were killed by the David. So this is not the question of interpretation. This is the question of conflict on the narration of fact. One book is saying that 700 people were killed. Second book is saying that no, 7,000 people were killed. Had it said 700 or 710, it would be acceptable. But 700 and 7,000, there is a lot of difference. So this is not question of interpretation. This is question of conflict of fact. So this is the basic thing.
I'd like to just one brief comment. I would say, what is the largest difference from 700 to 710, or from 700 to 7,000? The difference from 700 to 7,000 is one digit, 0.
And 0, and difference between 10 and 100. And difference between, my dear, and difference between 10 and 100 is of 1 0, and difference between 100 and 1,000 is of 1 0, and difference between 1,000 and 100,000 is of 1 0, and between, what are you saying, my dear?
significant to our
That's right. So, very nice, my dear
friend. I would like to ask you a question. Because we have been talking
we would like to conclude. We will conclude. I have to go to another.
Please,
my dear brother.
One.
Yes, I am ready. We have to attend another meeting. Very nice sitting with you.
Just one more question.
Yeah.
We asked you the same question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any contradictions in the Quran? There have been any contradictions in the Quran?
No, absolutely no. I am ready to answer any question regarding Quran. If you ask about any conflict in Quran, if you mention anything, I am here by the grace of Almighty God, and I am saying categorically that there is no conflict in Quran, and I am here to answer any question if you ask.
Please tell me, how was the Quran written?
Yeah, that's right, I will tell. Yes. This is your last question, because then we have to conclude the session. I have to participate in another meeting. I will tell how was the Quran written. Quran was revealed on Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his lifetime, and when a divine revelation was communicated through the angel on Holy Prophet Muhammad, at the same time, he used to dictate the same words, the same revelation to his companions in his presence.
How many wrote down? How many people? 100? 1?
People, the number of the people who were busy in writing down Quran in presence of Holy Prophet, these were 40. 40 people. They were preparing various records.
There's no opportunity for them to write anything wrong?
My dear, this is the truthfulness of the divine revelation. That Holy Prophet, sometimes these people were present in the lifetime of Holy Prophet. These were the companions and followers. Some of the learned scholars even from the companions. So he used to utter the words which were revealed and communicated to him, the words of God, and they used to write down those. So through his lifetime he went on dictating the Quran, and the companions went on writing down the Quran in his lifetime. Then number 2, there were at least 42 or more than that companions who learnt the Quran word by word from its very beginning till its end in his lifetime, and Holy Prophet used to listen the Quran from them. Then number 3, Abu Bakr, Umar, these successors, and many of the people, men and women, they have learnt the Quran word by heart. Then number 3, before the demise of Holy Prophet Muhammad, the angel Jibreel used to come to him in month of Ramadan, and both sat down together, and he recited the Quran from its beginning to the end, and angel Jibreel listened it, and he recited and he listened it. And then the Quran in written form in his lifetime, in the form of various records, numerous records, were given and presented to the followers of Holy Prophet Muhammad, which came down to us. And this is the reason that till now, because there were no defenses on Quran, that's why 1400 years have gone, 1400 years have passed from the time of revelation till now. There is no second, you can say, book. There is no even difference of one sentence. There is no even difference of one, you can say, word. In thousands and millions of Quran are being published in East and in West and everywhere. But there are no differences. Whereas, and there is no second copy of Quran differing with the first. Whereas even the gospel, it is available in 4 different versions. My brother, my last sentence is that even there is no second version of Quran. 1400 years have passed, but there is no second version on Quran. There are 114 chapters of Quran. There is even no second version of any chapter, no second version of any particular sentence. As compared to the, you can say, gospel, even in your own hands, there are 4 different versions of gospels. But you have admitted the fact that these are not revealed, these are the books telling stories. Whereas Quran is the revealed book. There is no second version, there is no conflict, there is no difference as far as the Quran is concerned. My dear, thank you.
Father, let me tell you one thing and ask you one thing. How can it be that the person who collected the Quran, I say the same as you do, that there is only one Quran today. I totally agree with you.
Yes,
there's no doubt in the whole world that is the only one Quran. Only one translation of the Quran today. No doubt about that. But I asked you thousands of Qurans. I think maybe 150 years after Muhammad, because you have the name of one single translation of the Quran. This is said by Muslim scholars. I've listened to this by Muslim scholars. There were other translations of the Quran. So please, I want also to ask you this question.